I am so excited to be sharing these garden-inspired DIYs using Dollar Tree finds. Welcome to CreArtive by Nature DIY and Decor. My name is Donna. I'm happy to have you here. So I had these ceramic mushrooms last year that I had done up for a previous project. I'll have the link to that video down in my description box if you want to check that out. And honestly, I kind of got tired of them, so I decided to revamp these mushrooms this year as I was inspired by something that I had seen on Instagram. So this is how I had done up these mushrooms, and I used gesso. This is the Artist Loft brand from Michaels. It's a nice, thick and creamy consistency, and I gave 2 coats to each of these mushrooms, allowed it to dry well in between each coat. Now, gesso is a primer, so that's why I decided to use this. So the mushrooms are now dry, and I am going to be doing decoupage on these. I'm using the Decor brand of Decoupaged glue, and it's in the matte finish. And I'm also going to be using these tissue papers that I picked up from Dollar Tree over the past few years. They've got gorgeous patterns. You'll just have to go and see what your store has. So what I like to do is tear these pieces down into some smaller usable pieces, and as you can see, I'm making sure that I have some of those leaf shapes intact. These ferns are so beautiful. I really like those, especially for something that is nice and gardeny. So I'm going to just continue to rip my pieces down until I got a good stash. So I'm also going to be including this pattern. It's got some smaller leaves, and I'll just tear some of those pieces out as well. So I'm sure many of you have done decoupage before, but for those of you who haven't, you'll want to apply a layer of your glue first, and then you're going to want to press your papers into the glue. As you can see, I'm getting some on the underside as well, as I'm going to have some of the tissue paper overhang on the bottom edge. Then I'm going to just push the paper into place, and I'm molding the tissue paper around the mushroom edge just to keep that shape. Continue to add some glue where needed. You need to make sure you've got good contact between your paper and your glue. So once you have all the paper connected to the surface of your mushroom, then you can go back in and apply some more glue over top. Then I like to just take my finger and smooth it out as best I can. I'm okay with the wrinkles. I know there's some techniques out there where you can apply this without the wrinkles, but I honestly am okay with those. So I'm just going to continue to add my tissue paper and my glue onto the surface until I have my mushroom top all covered. Once it's covered, then you can set it aside and allow it to dry. Now I'm going to show you one with the flowers. So I had this tissue paper in my stash, I think from about 3 years ago, and it is gorgeous. I love this little flower pattern. So I'm just going to do the same technique and apply the tissue paper onto the surface of my mushroom until I get the desired look that I like. So I did end up having to tear some of my pieces into smaller bits just to cover up some of the spots that had kind of a blank white spot. So just feel free to do that if you need to with the pattern that you use. So here's how those mushrooms look as is, but I wanted to show you just one more technique to try out on these if you want more of an earthy and rustic look, and that is going to be coming right up. So I think these are just beautiful as is, but I really wanted to see if I could make these a little bit more grungier. So I'm going to be applying some gel walnut stain. Again, this is from Decoart. I love Decoart's products. I think they're great. I've got them all listed in my Amazon affiliate store for those of you who are interested. I've seen their products at dollar stores and craft stores as well. So you apply the gel stain using a rag, and then I felt like it just was a little bit too much, so I'm just adding a little bit of water to my rag, and I'm pulling some of that gel stain off just to give it a bit more of a cleaner look. But you can apply as much of the stain as you'd like to create the look that you want. So you can add a sealant at this point using just a clear spray paint, and then they would be usable for outside, but aren't they pretty? I think these mushrooms are just so perfect for some garden home decor. I would even place these outside in my yard in a protected place. Okay, so for this next project, I'm using one of these galvanized mason jars that are on a stand, along with these gorgeous rub-on transfers, all from Dollar Tree. Now, this is a new pattern that Dollar Tree came out with this year, and I just fell in love with it. So I'm just trimming off the bottom as I want my rub-on transfer to cover the entire surface of this mason jar. So once I got the placement figured out, I'm just going to flip it over and trace around on the back side so I know exactly where to cut it out. Just use some scissors, but if you need to use a craft knife, then by all means feel free to do so. So you can see how well this fits on the front surface here. So I'll just peel off the backing and then place it on top of the galvanized mason jar. It's gonna look so pretty. I am loving this pattern. So you're gonna use either a craft stick, or here I've got this bone folder, and you're just going to rub it down. And then every once in a while you wanna peel it back just to see if the image has transferred onto your surface. So you'll just continue to rub on the backing until you get the completed transfer. So as you can see, I have a few scraps left over, so I'm just gonna trim some of those images out and continue to layer the pieces onto the jar until I get the look that I like. Isn't this beautiful? So you can definitely leave it as is, but I'm gonna take it a step further. So I'm just using these tumbling blocks, again, that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I am creating 2 rows of 3. I'll just be using some hot glue and gluing these 2 rows end to end, as you can see here. So now I am going to be gluing the 2 strips together using some pieces. As you will see here, I'm just going to again be using hot glue. So you might be wondering what I'm creating. I'm going to be creating like a bit of a pocket for the back side of this mason jar. I want to use some florals in this piece. So if you can think of something else, like maybe you could cut a cardboard tube in half or some other thing, you could just use that on the back side. But I had these tumbling blocks on hand, so I thought I would just use some of them up. So I'm just going to glue these pieces onto our 2 strips, and then I will be gluing it into place on the back side of our mason jar. So I didn't glue one piece on the very top. I didn't want to be restricted as to how I can bend my stems, but just use your own judgment on how you create this back piece. So I'm just using, again, hot glue, and I'm working very quickly, and I'm putting this piece into place on the back side. It fits really well, and it isn't too heavy. As you can see, it's not falling over, which is perfect. So I wanted to just bring the rim of the lid of this jar to life. So I'm just adding a bit of some jute twine. Use any string or lace or what have you on hand. I'm just tying off a simple knot, but if you want to add a bow, feel free. So once you've got that into place, then you can go into your stash of florals. Dollar Tree has been amazing at bringing these faux greenery flower bunches in stock. They remind me of some meadow flowers that you would go out in your garden or in the forest to pick. I'm going to just stick the stems in the back side. They fit really well, and because they're on a wire, you can bend them to shape until you get the desired look. So I felt like there was something missing on the bottom, so I'm just trimming down a few pieces of our greenery, and I'm going to glue those into place. Another nice little touch would be to add some flowers or some moss, a little bird or butterfly. Use whatever you have on hand to decorate your piece. So, you know me and my love of nature and how much I love to add twigs to my faux arrangements like this. So I've again just got a few sturdy branches and I'm going to tuck them in. This is totally optional. Use whatever you would like. I think this turned out so beautiful. I love it so much, and it really reminds me of just going out in the garden, picking some flowers and tucking them in a beautiful decorative jar. Dollar Tree has been bringing in these decorative garden plaques for several years now. They also have some rocks, and I have done one of these up before. I'll link that video down below, but somebody requested that I do one with color. So I know this is all nice and colorful as it is, but I'm not that crazy about it. It looks kind of cheap, and I knew I could do it up. So I covered it with some of my gesso again. And that covered up all the gray and that kind of a messy paint job, honestly. Then once the gesso was dry, I'm going to be giving it a coat of cream paint. Now, you could work over top of the gesso, but for this technique, I really like the cream colored paint. So I just add one coat of that, allow it to dry, and now I am ready to add my color. So I'm going to be using this beautiful spa blue and a navy blue. And then this is olive green and leaf green. I believe that is muslin, and it's a darker coral. And then this is a yellow. You can get these paints again through my Amazon affiliate, or you can get them in the craft store. Most of them are Deco Art. There might be a few other ones from Michael's. So I'm just using some round paintbrushes, and I'm going to start going over the embellishments this time though, I am being careful with how I apply the paint. I found that before the coverage wasn't very good and it was kind of sloppy. It also had some glitter, which I was not a fan of. So I'm just going in now and just layering some of my paints. This is optional. Do whatever you feel free to do. You could even just leave this plain like I did in my previous project. So I'm just going to continue to blend my colors until I get the look I like on all the decorative elements on the surface. So once you've painted your piece in the colors of your choosing, you're going to allow it to dry well, and then I'm giving it a coat of this varnish in matte, and I allow that to dry well. Now the reason why I am doing this is because I needed to seal this all up for the next step that we need to do. And if I didn't do this, it would absorb all of what we're about to do. So I'm going to give this a coat of my walnut gel stain. I'm using this stiff bristle brush to get into all those little nooks and crannies, to bring the words "bless our home" to life. And I find that this nice stiff bristle brush allows me to get that stain right in there. So you'll just want to wipe it off using a rag. So if I did not seal this all off using the varnish, the paint from underneath, like the craft paint or the gesso and the stonework, it would have absorbed quite a bit of that stain, and it would have made it way too dark and wouldn't have allowed me to remove it as I'm doing here. So I'm loving how this is looking. It looks very earthy. I'm applying more to the side, again using a rag to wipe off any excess, and then I'll seal it up and it's ready to be used. I think this is so beautiful. I'm so happy with how this turned out. So as always, I would absolutely love to know what you think by leaving me a comment down below. For some more inspiration, you can check out this video here to the right. I want to thank you all so much for being here today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!